Hey everybody, this is Matt Shu from Upright Health, and I'm joined today by Veronica, who has flown all the way down here from Idaho. She has been with me for the last week and a half. We've been working with her to help retrain her hips to do things better so that she can do jitsu and get into some mixed martial arts as well. So Veronica has been kind enough to agree to sit and chat a little bit about her experience. So Veronica, can you introduce yourself? Let us know who you are and what brought you down here.
Okay, my name is Veronica Bridges, and I'm originally from San Francisco, but I now live in Idaho. And I originally decided to come down and visit Upright Health due to a hip impingement and a labral tear, which was diagnosed through MRI and x-rays about a couple months ago. And the reason that happened was an injury through practicing jiu-jitsu, and it was quite painful, and the ultimatum was to do surgery, and that wasn't something that I wanted to do. So I did some research through YouTube and found these guys and decided to email them and come down and check them out. I figured, why not? Everything on the internet seemed pretty helpful to start with, so I figured it was better than actually jumping in and doing surgery. So
you had an injury during practice. I think it was the adductor strain or something. Like you felt the adductor muscle just sort of seize up.
Yeah, that was the initial injury, if you will, and then a few months later, it was the hip impingement, which was through another injury. So initially, it was this kind of strain, adductor strain, and then a few months later was the actual hip impingement, where it was diagnosed through MRI and X-ray.
Okay. Okay, so then you had the initial injury, then you had another injury. What was daily life like when you were walking around and driving and stuff?
It was painful. Sitting down, driving anywhere was really painful. I do online schooling, so my day consists of sitting all day long, which obviously doesn't help, but it's kind of just what I have to do. But that was really painful, and I felt like I couldn't get any relief, whatever I did. I really didn't know what to do, so I kind of just let it rest. But as time went on, the other hip adductor started hurting as well. And so I'm thinking, I'm really not going to do surgery now if both hips are going to be an issue, and I'll eventually need 2 surgeries. Right. So I definitely was seeking an alternative.
So did you do other therapies or anything?
For the initial adductor strain, I did physical therapy, and that didn't help at all. I did 2 times a week for a little over a month, and that was not helping at all. I went to the chiropractor, and that gave me temporary relief, but it wasn't anything permanent, anything substantial that I could say, yeah, that's getting better, I should continue with that treatment.
So you came down here last week, and what have you learned? You know, what can you share with people about what you've learned about your specific issues and how you're going to deal with these issues?
I learned that even though I was diagnosed with hip impingement with a labral tear, that surgery is not the only option. Definitely, just from the 4 sessions that we've had, I've experienced so much relief, and it's kind of amazing. And I'm really happy because it gives me like hope that I can get back to normal, or I don't even remember when normal ever was. So maybe just become better than what I've known to be normal.
So were there any specific moments during our sessions where you realized like, oh, wow, like that's an improvement. That's something that I couldn't do before. That's something that like I can make that happen again, and that's going to be awesome for my normal life.
Yeah, even after the first session, I was amazed at the relief that I felt. I did have pain coming in, and when I walked out, I felt better. I can't say that I was 100%
Right. Yep.
taken care of, but
Don't lie. Yeah.
I felt better coming out of here than when I walked in. And I think a big improvement that I saw was with my squatting.
Okay.
Because I was having a lot of pinching and pain, and like things were catching as I would try to squat down. And I realized that I can squat a lot further than I ever thought.
Right.
So that was a good highlight on just the first day, second day. All right, I can't remember if it was the first day or second day, but
I think it was the second day.
the second day. Okay.
So it was pretty. It was
To be
pretty
technical.
Amazing. It was pretty amazing. So let's see. So you've been able to squat deeper, deeper than most people. You are generally feeling less pain walking around now, it seems like. How do you see this going forward? What do you see yourself doing with your jiu-jitsu and your mixed martial arts as one of your goals? How do you see this all coming together?
I think definitely I have to put in the work. I've been given the tools, and now I have to use them and expand on them, especially because I live in Idaho. I don't live here, so I can't just pop on in.
But hard, yeah.
But I've been given a crazy tool set that I can take with me, and I mean, my knowledge has expanded so much since the day I walked in, and I think that's going to help me improve just in life, like getting around in general, and especially in mixed martial arts and jiu-jitsu. So I definitely feel very hopeful.
Nice. Very happy to hear that. I think one thing in the more specifics of your situation that I think would be helpful to highlight is sort of like some of your tightness issues, or that sense of tension that you sometimes get. So something that we talked about in your last session, where you're noticing tension in the inner thigh build up. What actually helps that at this stage? What helps that tension go away for you?
I think mostly is, well, the tension's like the adductor tension, and I believe for myself it's activating the glutes too, whereas the adductors aren't as dominant in everything, because I've noticed like where my glutes should be working, the adductors are trying to work, and everything's kind of like jumbled up. So I think that's a major one of activating the glutes. Somehow maybe doing bridges with a weight, or squatting or deadlifting to kind of counteract that tightness.
Great, cool. Yeah, so it was really interesting to see actually when she came in for the last appointment that her adductors were bugging her from the drive, and just doing a quick set of 2 or 3 glute, hamstring kind of posterior exercises just made that go away. And you'll see in some of the videos of watching Veronica move, you can see that she's generally quite flexible. And so stretching doesn't give her the results that it might give somebody who's a little stiffer and a little less flexible. In her case, she's able to get some relief by actually just turning on some muscles and stabilizing muscles. So it really speaks to the variability and the individuality of hip problems. And Veronica's just like such a prime example of somebody who's super, super, super mobile, but still feels tension. And, that tension doesn't always respond to stretching.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I wanted to wrap up and let you off the camera. So last question is, is there any advice that you would give to somebody who has, hip issues, who's been told they need to get surgery for their hips? Anything that you can do to, address their concerns since you've been in that same situation?
Yeah. I would suggest doing your research. Definitely the doctors will say you have to have surgery, and that's not always the case. Definitely do your research. I'm glad I did because I got to come here and experience for myself that there is an alternative. And like I said before, my main concern with surgery is permanent shaving down of bone and potentially that surgery not even helping or making things worse. So addressing what the deficiencies are in the body, I think, is crucial rather than jumping into a surgery, which you also might need on the other side. So there's two surgeries.
Right.
But I definitely recommend coming here, talking to Matt if you got hip issues. He's the man. And you won't regret it. I mean, like, I don't regret at all coming here. I'm very thankful, actually.
Well, I'm very, very thankful that you made it down here and that you're willing to share your story and share, what you've learned. It's really helpful for people out there to hear, and for you to be willing to do this is just huge for everybody who's watching. So thank you very much for sitting and chatting with me, and thanks for doing your homework and being really willing to experiment and do all the stuff I've asked you to do. And I hope you'll absolutely keep me posted.
I will.
So we're gonna wrap up this video, and I'm gonna need your backup on this. Guys, I hope you got inspired by what you heard from Veronica. I hope you take proactive steps to help yourself with your hips. Don't let a medical diagnosis necessarily guide all your decisions. Don't let yourself get caught up in the fear and anxiety. Do something to try to make your life better. I again hope you found this video useful. Thank you again for being here, and I hope everybody remembers that pain sucks.
Life shouldn't.
If you liked the video, don't forget to like, share, and comment, and don't forget to subscribe.